5 years ago, I decided that I was going to figure out once and for all how to run my business without sacrificing my sanity and sacrificing my health, or I was going to let it all go and I was going to go get a job. My businesses were super chaotic for 20 years. And for the last 5 years, I have been so focused on how to have my businesses provide me with financial freedom, time freedom, and be filled with peace and ease and joy. And I finally did it. And I'm going to be sharing on this channel how I did it and how you can do it too. I am super passionate about this subject because I didn't waste 20 years of my life. But 25 years of entrepreneurship, most of those years have just been really tough and, like I said, really, really chaotic. And I want to save you from that. So we'll be having coffee chats here on this channel where I tell you what I've learned. And then I share a very vulnerable and painful entrepreneur story about my experience and how I learned that lesson so that you can not feel so alone on this path of entrepreneurship. And my goal is just to make you feel better about whatever you're going through currently, help you see a light at the end of the tunnel and a way out of it. And I'm always learning. I know that there's going to still be challenges on this earth. And my driving force is, as long as my family and my loved ones and I are healthy, everything else can be figured out. And today's topic is intuition versus excitement or fear in business. I really love my quick start nature, but I will have an idea and I will get so excited about that idea. And I will think that that idea is just the best idea in the world. And then I will go for it and I'll put all my resources and time and money and energy into it. And then I will crash. And sometimes I make it super successful. Usually I just hang on to it for dear life, sacrificing myself to make it work. And that's the problem. Through sheer force of will, we can make things work. And I've always been afraid to let my businesses go because of the people that rely on it and also because of the sunk cost, all of the money and time that I've already put into it, and also the endowment effect. When we own something, we put more of a value on it than it actually has. And then, of course, there's my ego to contend with and not wanting to fail or something like that. Although I've had a lot of failures, I feel like the ego thing, I feel like I'm pretty good now because, first of all, I really don't care what other people think. It's kind of funny when you are financially stable and you have a lot of different revenue streams and you're healthy. It's amazing how much things don't bother you. Wish my past self would have known that. So going back to excitement, I would mistake my excitement for the deep knowingness of intuition, but they are very, very different. Intuition is something that's in the present and we feel it in our stomach. It's this peace. It's this just calmness. And excitement is intense and it's overwhelming and impulsive. And I always thought that those feelings were actually me. I would always think that my ideas were amazing and it was going to 100% work out. And I always felt like I would be rich one day. And I always felt like all of my businesses were just going to grow into something amazing, or else why start them? Today, my businesses are in a magical place. They don't need me to run them. They help people. The team members are happy and it feels so good. And I just do the parts of the business that are my zone of genius and that I truly enjoy. And usually that includes making content. And also I love talking to potential customers and figuring out what they need. And then I love leading my team once a week where we look at the data and the metrics and the numbers. So that's where I'm at in my businesses, but I am working less and making more money than I've ever made. And it just feels so weird because I always wondered if this was possible. And yes, it is, but I don't want it to take you 25 years to get here. I want to shorten the amount of time that it takes you to get here. That's my goal with this channel. And now I want to talk about intuition versus fear. So for me, I'll never forget the time where it was 2020. The governor had just announced the shutdown. And we were so scared that that was going to happen. We were so scared of losing our business. And I remember my brother was borrowing my truck. And so I had his old beater car that was his sidecar. And I was in a drive-through with my dog for In-N-Out. And I forgot my purse. and I had to scrounge up money. And I found money in the car and in my other bag. And it was just crumpled dollars. And I paid for my in and out. And it hit me that if I had this look into my life and all I could see was that moment that my business had just been shut down, not that it was temporarily shut down because of the pandemic, right? But what if I was looking at my life and my business was shut down? I was in this old beater car. I barely had enough money for in and out. I realized I would still be okay. And this realization was so big for me because I was living that moment and realizing that everything was fine. And then, of course, it took us a few years to get the business back on track, and we did. But that moment of realizing that I could be fine without any of it, as long as my family was healthy, it gave me everything that I needed to be able to grow my business from that peaceful and aligned place. And I still have had a lot of chaos in the last 5 years. Don't get me wrong, because I had to undo so many of the things that I had done, so many of the decisions I had made from a place of excitement and chaos. But just realizing that, hey, I could go be a waitress somewhere and let all of this go, and I can still be happy as long as my family is healthy and I'm healthy and my loved ones are healthy. And I don't know why I picked waitress. I think it's because I always imagined I'd be really good at it. And then I realized that I have all of these other skills from entrepreneurship, because being a 25-year entrepreneur, I can build a website. I can build a funnel. I am amazing at all kinds of things because of having to be in every position in my business. And it just hit me. I have skills in the marketplace. So when you boil this down, when I think of why I'm so scared and why I'm hanging on to everything so tightly, it's really just because of those things I talked about. It's because of fear. It's because of fear of what others will think. It's because of letting people down. It's because of the sunk costs. And it's because of that endowment effect of it's mine and I want to keep it going. And that pride, that ego. And those are not good enough reasons to keep something going that is sacrificing your health and sacrificing time with your family like this was for me. I am super passionate about this channel because this channel is for you, and it's to teach you what I've learned after 25 years in business. And now having all of my businesses support me and support our team members and support our clients in such a healthy and wholesome way, in a way that I never thought possible, it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And like I said, I'm sure I have some challenges to come. We always do. It's life. However, I'm really curious about how these challenges are going to look now that I'm really focusing on following my intuition. And intuition is a muscle. So we have to start small and feel into it. And I'll be continuing to talk about intuition and sharing different business stories from where I followed fear and excitement versus intuition. And I would love to hear from you where you're at in your journey, what your business is. Feel free to list it in the comments. If you have any questions, I am here for you. And please, if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button so the algorithm can send you more of my videos. And then I have another video that you might enjoy as well. I'll link to it here. Bye.